Have you ever been in a situation where your boss sends you a multi-page PDF full of messy contact details and suddenly asks you to extract only the email addresses in Excel? If yes, then this video is going to save you a lot of time, because today I'm showing you a real office problem and a practical Excel workflow that actually works. Welcome back to Shalu Verma classes. In today's tutorial, I'm not giving you a fake internet trick that claims one magical formula can perfectly extract every email from every kind of messy PDF data. Because in real office work, copy PDF data is rarely clean or consistent. Sometimes the line starts with words like email, HR mail, support mail, admin, or manager contact. Sometimes the email is at the end of the sentence. Sometimes it is in the middle, and sometimes there are incomplete or invalid entries like dimple at company or test at wrong that look like emails, but are not actually proper email addresses. So instead of wasting time trying to force one impossible formula on every row, I'm going to show you a smart and practical office-ready method that helps you quickly identify possible emails, isolate the email portion, validate the proper ones, and then create a final clean email list in a separate sheet. Let's begin with the raw data. In column A, I paste all the copied text from the PDF file. This can be multiple pages of contact details, support lines, HR emails, admin contacts, or even student records. The data is messy and mixed, which is exactly how copied PDF data usually looks in real life. Now, the first thing I do is not try to manually scan the entire sheet because that would waste time. Instead, in column B, I use a very simple formula that checks whether the row contains the @ symbol. This instantly tells me which rows may contain an email address and which rows definitely do not. After filling that formula down, I apply a filter and keep only true. This is a very important productivity step because now I am looking only at rows that potentially contain emails and all irrelevant text is temporarily hidden. This alone can save a huge amount of manual effort when you are dealing with hundreds or even thousands of rows copied from PDF. Once I have filtered the possible email rows, I move to column C. Here I use a formula that looks around the @ symbol and pulls the email-like portion from the text. This is useful because in real PDF data, the email might not always be the last word. For example, if the row says follow up at shalini.sharma@outlook.com today, a simple last word formula would fail because it would return today instead of the email. That's why this formula is smarter for mixed office data. It helps isolate the part of the sentence around the @ symbol so that we can focus on the email-like text instead of the entire messy sentence. This formula isolates the email-like portion around the @ symbol, and then I use a validation step to keep only properly structured emails. Now here is a very important point that many people ignore. Just because a value contains the @ symbol does not mean it is a valid email address. This is where many office workers make mistakes. For example, dimple at company looks like an email, but it is incomplete because it does not have a proper domain extension like .com, in .org, or something similar after the company name. The same issue happens with entries like Verma at temp or test at wrong. These may look close to an email, but they are not properly structured for real use. So after isolating the email-like text in column C, I move to column D and apply a validation formula. This formula checks whether the extracted text contains the @ symbol and also whether there is a dot after the @ symbol. If both conditions are true, Excel marks the entry as valid. Otherwise, it marks it as invalid. This validation step is what turns this workflow from a simple trick into a professional office solution. Instead of blindly trusting every extracted value, we are adding one quality check that removes incomplete and suspicious entries before they reach the final list. After that, I simply apply a filter on column D and keep only the rows marked valid. Now I copy the cleaned and validated email results and paste them into a separate sheet as values. This gives me a final ready-to-use email list that I can share with my boss, use for email communication, import into another system, or use in mail merge or contact management tasks. And this is exactly why I love this workflow, because it is not just about formulas, it is about solving a real office problem efficiently. Let me also share a small professional tip here. In real office work, copied PDF data can include hidden spaces, broken formatting, unusual punctuation, and inconsistent patterns. So your goal should not be to create one magical formula that handles every impossible case perfectly. Your goal should be to build a fast workflow that handles most of the data automatically, then lets you quickly filter, validate, and review the small number of exceptions. That is what actually saves time in real work environments. If you try to force one formula to solve every variation of messy PDF text, you may spend more time fixing the formula than finishing the task. But if you use this practical approach, first identify rows with that, then isolate the email-like part, then validate the format, then filter only valid entries. You can clean the data much faster and with fewer errors. This same method is useful not just for one PDF file, but for many common office tasks. You can use it for HR contact lists, vendor databases, customer support records, student information, event registrations, sales leads, admin records, or any document where you need to pull email addresses out of mixed text. And that's why I believe this is one of the most practical Excel skills you can learn if you work in an office or deal with copied data regularly. Also, if your extracted result in column C sometimes includes a little extra text before the email, don't panic. That's completely normal with messy PDF content. The purpose of this step is to isolate the email section quickly, and then the validation plus quick filtering helps you finalize the usable list. In some extreme cases, you can also manually review a few exceptions. But the key advantage is that Excel has already reduced hundreds of messy lines into a much smaller set of likely emails. That is where the real-time saving happens. So always remember, in practical office work, speed and reliability matter more than showing off a complicated formula. A smart workflow is better than a fancy formula that breaks easily. If you found this tutorial helpful and learned a real office-ready Excel method that can genuinely save time in daily work, then please like this video, share it with your colleagues, friends, or anyone who works with PDF data and contact lists, and subscribe to Shalu Verma classes for more powerful Excel, Word, and PowerPoint tutorials that help you work smarter, faster, and more professionally. And if you want more real office problem-solving tutorials like this, let me know in the comments what kind of messy data you want to solve next. And I'll create more practical videos for you right here on Shalu Verma classes.